What's going down, everybody? This is your boy DJ B Lethal, the elevator operator. And we live tonight with Miss Christine Campbell. And we got Luscious P down in the middle. We're going to have a little question and answer tonight. And we're going to have live commentary updates of the Detroit Lions game from Miss Christine Campbell throughout the podcast.
Yes.
Because that's what we do around here. From the Motor City. How you doing there tonight, Miss Christine Campbell?
I am freezing cold.
Oh man. Ooh, I'm cold
It's
as you know
cold.
what.
Yes,
Mm,
it is.
it's cold as mm,
Other than that, I'm
I'm
doing good though. I'm good.
all right. How you doing, Lester Speak?
I am doing phenomenal, sir. It's -5 in the 614, but we're just hanging tough, and we're right here with warm, great conversation tonight with our beautiful Christine Campbell. Thank you. Welcome so much, Miss Lady. It is so great to have you with us again. We're just honored for you to be with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes. Yes, we finally got her in here. And we got the
Yes.
visual. And we got the visual. So, you know, this is like a Moby Dick moment. We caught the great white whale. Like she don't do this, y'all. She don't
I
do this.
don't do interviews. I
Yeah,
don't.
she
No.
don't do this. Y'all have to excuse my excitement.
You're lucky.
Oh wow, I
We
can
are.
feel that.
We are.
So, I want you to explain to the people where you're from, who you are, and what it is you do.
Well, I'm from Ohio originally, in a small town called New Holland, which is like between Columbus and Cincinnati. Um, Grew up there. Um, in 2011, I decided it was time for change, and I moved to Detroit. Best move I ever made because now I am very active in the music industry. I took a major change from the restaurant work and factory work to the music industry. Fun, fun. But I've met a lot of people and I've worked with a lot of people. I've traveled and I've gotten to know the industry inside and out through the people that I've worked with, and just I enjoy it. It's fun. I do it to help others and to achieve their goals. And I look at it as if I can make one person smile a day by achieving a goal, then I'm doing something right.
Well, 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 Miss Campbell, you are making people smile today because we can ask you some questions. I know Lester's
All
Pete.
right.
She got them loaded up. She ready. Look at her over there bouncing around. Wait. Go ahead, Miss Peg. Get your question on.
Again, Miss Christina Campbell, we are truly honored to have you with us at an LLR tonight. We are blessed, um, the business side is so hard, and there's a lot of young artists, a lot of older artists. I mean, just a lot of artists, period, out here in just starting the business. A lot of them don't realize, what it takes to invest in their self. If you could just please, explain how these young artists can better advance, and once they have their brand, they have a brand and everything, how and where does the money come from? How do they make the money? Where, because that's that's the biggest, I think that's one of the biggest questions. A lot of the artists are, you know, uh, paying to play so many different venues. Um, there's just a lot of cost that comes with that. A lot of artists, are not, they need to have a budget to begin with, but yeah, we have a lot of things
Yeah,
to discuss tonight,
let me start off with saying this. Now, I don't know because I've never worked with her. I don't think I'll ever have the chance of working with her. But when it comes to money and financial status and this and that, Cardi B invested, I think, $80,000 to drop her first video. That's a lot of money. You want to know where it came from? It came from her hustle, her work. She saved that money. It didn't come from an investor or anything like that. So, to the artist that's out here trying to make it work, I would say keep working your 9 to 5 because, until you can get stable and to the point of where your brand is built, and make sure you build a positive brand. That way it's going to sell. I don't want no negative brand in my home to where my grandchildren can see a negative or something nasty. Build a positive one, because then I'm going to say, okay, kids, you're 7 and 8. I like that. That's positive. That's, it suits you because it's family oriented. But you're going to have to work the 9 to 5 to fund yourself, to build that fan base, to do your videos, to put your music out there. It's not cheap. And plus, you have to still keep your priorities straight, keep that job, and make sure you have a place to live, make sure you have a car to drive. And if you're not working along with hustling your music career on the side by recording and doing the mixing, the mastering, the shooting, the videos, and all your promo, then you don't want it bad enough. That's my thought. Because you're not, unless I've known other females and other men that are out here doing whatever they can do to make the money and saving it to fund that. I know an artist that's got, what are those pages called? I don't even know what the name of it is anymore, Peggy, but it's like a page on the internet that you can go to, and you can pay these people to see things that you wouldn't see anywhere else.
Oh,
And
you mean like a fans only page?
a fan page, yeah.
Yes,
But,
fan pages.
Yes, but I know female artists that's got those, that's funding their music from those, but they're out here doing the most. I don't see. I to each their own. Go ahead and do it if you can do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm too shy. But you've got to do what you got to do in order to make it work. That doesn't mean go out here and do illegal stuff, because it's not right. Sorry, but do what you got to do.
All right. Nice answer, ma'am. Update. What's the score? No.
Oh, we're on commercial, but it's still 17-21, I think. Yeah, and we're getting the ball back, I do believe.
Okay. I'm just
the Lions is holding on to this one.
Okay. I hope they hold on.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, okay. What I want to ask is, okay, say somebody like myself that is a DJ, I do radio, I do all these different things. Not necessarily wanting to be an artist, but is there a uh, a lane for writing, beat making, stuff like that, that people can get into, and do you know what it takes to get into that?
Well, you're going to have apps. You're going to have the machines. You're going to have microphones, just a normal studio setup if you want to do beat making. You don't have to record. But you still got to have that ear in order to make those beats, and you're going to have to know what kind of genre you're going to focus on. And if I had any say so, I would say mix it up and do a little bit of everything. You don't have to stick with one. Be versatile. Um, Once you get all that in play, then you're going to have to start playing and just doing this and doing that. And once you get your first one done, I mean, it's not really hard to create a beat. I've played around with apps myself. You start out with the piano or the guitar and the drums or whatever and keep adding to it, and you get that beat in your head. But if you don't have that rhythm, you got a problem. You have to have a rhythm in your head. In music class growing up, you always done the 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 1, 2, and pat it or whatever. You've got to have that. You have to have focus when you're in concentration. So, and then once you start creating those beats, there are apps and platforms that you can place those beats on to market them. And if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it. Period. So
Okay.
yes, there are, but you need to also make sure that when you do create your beats, that you register those and make sure they're copywritten.
Okay.
Because
That's what I was
right,
gonna
I
ask.
know
Is that
artists.
the same as registering a song?
Right, it's not that hard to do.
Mhm.
Do it.
And I do want to jump in very quickly. Where and how can artists register their songs? How do they get that registered to get that linked, to where they can get it to the money? Where do they get that linked to?
I
Where
tell
can
all
they get
artists when
registered?
I start working with them, and that's from the older artist that's been around a while to the newer artist that's just coming into the picture. You need to go to either BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC and register. That's your first step. Those are your performance registrations. That way, if you perform, you get paid where you're performing at for the songs that you're performing. Secondly, you go to it's called Mediabase and Luminate. Those are two places. And then I always tell my artists you want to go register for Sound Exchange. Sound Exchange connects into everything, and that's where you really collect your money. But you have to own basically your copyright and make sure that you own your publishing, period. And, I always tell my artists to make sure you have that publishing company in place before you even think about setting up a label. So it's steps to it. And, I'm working with an artist from overseas right now, teaching him the foundation to building a label. And he's completely registered. I've known Young Kizzy for 6 or 7 years now. He's from Nigeria. He's an R&B artist. He's hot. He is. Once he hits the United States, he could be your next Usher. Okay. His voice, his music, his dance, everything. So working with him to set up the business and go forward from there is something that I always thought was necessary. So he's got his BMI, he's got his Sound Exchange. Everything that he has is registered properly because I've done it. And teaching him to do it now. And then, he just registered his business for over here. And then, just like I told him, you need to get that publishing company legit and in place. We're not worried about your label yet because you need that publishing before you need anything else. And I will tell all artists that if you don't own publishing, you don't own jack squat. So you might own the copyright, but you still need to own that publishing because you need to make the money clear around the board. You know, that's just it. So once again, CSAC, and that is basically for like overseas artists, maybe. And I know artists here that do it, but a lot of business owners and radio stations, promotion companies sign up with CSAC. I'm with CSAC. And I'm also with BMI. I think BMI. It's been a long time since I've done anything with BMI. I'd have to double check. So anyway, we are set up with that for publishing and so forth. Because I do own a publishing company. Because I used to own a label. So it all goes side and side. But, then once you get all that set in place, if you don't register that music properly and with the right places, like I said, the media base, and that's called Nelson, and then your Luminate. And Luminate just bought into another company, and that's the new one. If you're having problems, those are the two ones that you need to send your MP3s into and go forward with all that. So, yeah.
Well, interesting.
I try to answer.
Very, very.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Now, could you explain what are IRC codes and metadata? And
I don't know. Metadata is all connected into the system.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put your music onto platforms, I know that you get an IRSC code and I know you get a UPC code.
Okay.
The UPC code is what's connected to the barcode that sells, and the IRSC code is connected to the song itself and into that UPC code, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really mess with it. I just know that they exist, and you have to put all that into the system.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not hard to get a UPC code. You can even create them yourself for free. Ask me, I'll tell you how to do it. I'll show you how to do it. But, once you put them on the platform, that's when you start to register your music, because you have to have the UPC codes and the IRSC codes in order to register them with Nelson and Luminate and Sound Exchange. So you have to sell your music to get paid for it. So, and then those codes also are in the system already. So when you're getting played on the radio that is tracked through DTR, then DRT, digital radio tracking system, you get those pennies for that play. And it's like 0.008 cents per stream or per play. It's not a penny. You got to have like 10 of them to make a penny. So, you're not making any money with your music. That's why I always tell artists to build your brand and get that merchandise.
Okay. So is that on radio or is that on like Spotify and places like that?
It's really connected. It's really connected with everything. Now, I do know that I have an artist that's registered on Songtrader, and she puts most of her music on Songtrader.
Mm-hmm.
And, Songtrader is a platform that gives you opportunity for movie placement, advertisements, commercials, and so forth. And they send you a list of what's out there and what you can get your music on and who's looking for what. And she messaged me just yesterday. She says, woohoo, I earned $11 in the last few months from Songtrader. And I'm like, well, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
She's like, they pay a penny per play. So, there you go. That's the highest that I've heard for a minute. So I was shocked on that one, but yeah.
Okay. Knowledge is power. Is that right, Miss Peg?
Yes,
After all, I'm
yes, it
write it down. Write it
truly,
down.
yes, yes, it
Oh, man.
is.
Did they
Um,
score yet? No.
No, we're 20. We're 24. They're 20, and we got the ball.
Okay. They're on the march. They're on the move.
Yeah, we
Okay.
better do something, y'all.
Get
Now
it
we're on
together.
commercial again.
Get it together,
Keep it
Detroit.
together, Lions.
Get it
yeah,
Don't want
together,
to break
Detroit.
Eminem's heart.
Man,
yes,
don't make that dude mad.
No, he's there. Him and Bizarre is there at the game tonight. So
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, don't make that dude
yeah.
mad.
oh, awesome, awesome. Shout out to Bizarre, everything he's doing,
Oh,
coming out with new music in the
Come on down there.
studio, doing stuff.
Cross
So
D12
yes,
and the
well,
whole Detroit movement. What's happening?
yes,
yes,
Shout out to Christine Campbell for coming and doing something she
thank
don't normally do and giving us answers.
yes,
The people don't like that.
you.
yes.
Even got me on camera here, and that's a never, never.
Yeah. Oh man,
Mm-mm.
we making history up in here. So that tells me that,
Yes.
Detroit's probably gonna win that game tonight. We making history up in the building.
Yes.
Camp. Okay, your turn, Miss Peg. Your turn, ping pong. We got questions back and forth.
Yes. Christina, again, the young artists, a lot of them, uh, what would be your best advice to them? Because, again, the young artists, they want to come in and they have all these songs written. You know, they have the beats, you know, um, a lot of them, I don't think, really know exactly the business side. I don't think many of them know that aspect coming in. You know, would you suggest that young artists search for management, or would you suggest them searching for all the knowledge they can find on the business side, doing the branding, such as registering all their items, everything. Um, we know everyone needs a team, but as them coming in, they're expecting so much when they first come in. And I've seen a lot of good artists just stop because certain things didn't happen right away.
Right.
Can you give them some highlights on something?
When you're coming in, the music industry is 95% business, 5% writing, recording, and putting your music out and perform. So you've got to be book smart with this industry, because if you're not going to make it at all. So I would suggest that everybody learn. You can learn as you go. I had to learn as I went, because I didn't know. I mean, I started out. I'm not an artist, but I started out with like 10 people on my Instagram, 100 people on my Facebook. That was in 2011. But now look at me. So I've built my brands. I've taken my time, and I've worked my butt off to get to where I'm at today. Let's just say that. You can record all the music you want, but if you don't learn the paperwork side of it and the business side, you don't have anything. Um, you record a song, you're going to release it. Make sure you put in the mixing and the mastering. Make sure you put the marketing in. Make sure you put um, the promo behind it. You may have to do all that yourself when you're first starting out. You're going to have to. There ain't no maybe. You're going to have to. Because who else knows you? Until you get known in the industry, you don't have no help. So the question with, would you look for management? No. What are you going to manage? Who's going to manage you with you not having anything to manage? Because you don't have a brand. You don't have a fan base. You're not doing shows that get paid. You're not making money off your music. You're not doing anything. You're not getting interviews because nobody knows you. So go out there, perform everywhere you can perform, be in the spotlight, make sure you look like $1,000,000 every time you go out, because you never know who's going to pop up. Make sure your voice matches your music, and don't play your music with your lyrics on it when you perform, because that's a bad look. That's a bad look.
Oh,
You know,
can you please say that one more time? Please. Oh,
use
we
your
love you. We just love you
use
for the
your
show track.
oh
Oh,
my
yes.
God.
Oh, late. Oh,
Use
yes.
I've begged and I've pleaded, and every artist that I worked with, use your ad libs and your hooks or your verse to perform with. Don't use your lyrics. Cut it. Because I'm not here. I see Bizarre and Eminem on TV and Paul.
All right. Shout out
Sorry,
to
y'all.
Bizarre. Yes. All
Yes.
right. They're on TV right now. Shout out to
They're down
Bizarre
on
and
the
Eminem.
field. Y'all, they're down
Oh,
on the field.
oh
But
wow.
anyway, my apologies, y'all.
No,
Is the
no,
score?
no, no.
It's 23-24. We still holding on.
Oh,
But if you're on that stage, I don't want to hear a song on an MP3 that you hand to a DJ that you've recorded in the studio. I want to hear you. I want to know that your voice is matching what's there. Yeah, but if you don't know that song, then don't even perform it. But find something else to perform. But you have to work your way up the ladder. You have to put in the footwork. You have to put in the years. You have to put in getting to know and building relationships. It may take you 1 year. It may take you 5 years. You don't get on an elevator and go to the top floor and get off and say, I made it. No, you don't. If you don't work for it, you're not going to get there. And that comes from, mainstream artists that I've worked with over the years, being like, you don't get to the top unless you struggle. I know mainstream artists that struggle to this day because, they still don't know the paperwork side. And, but like I said, no management until you build your brand, no management until you have a fan base. Don't worry about all that, because that manager can't do nothing for you, because the manager's out there trying to book somebody that isn't known. That manager's going to get stressed, irritated, and quit. And, contracts and stuff, legit contracts between management and artist is an 80-20. And that management has to work their butt off in order to make any money. They get 20% of what they get you. And if they're not making any money off of you, then why work? Simple. I've been a manager for many, many years. I've managed several artists. I've worked with high up artists. I've worked with artists that weren't known. I've done artist development. So when it comes down to it, I know the work and I know the struggle. Don't give up, because your music, you may have to create 1,000,000 songs for one to get heard. But that one that's going to get heard may go viral, and you could be the next one the label signs. Simple.
when you say,
Sorry, I talk a
uh,
lot.
oh, that's okay. When you
No,
say
we are
promoting,
absorbing all of this.
when you say promoting yourself and promoting your, what all, because that's a pretty big word as far as,
Promotion
I
is
mean,
key.
yeah,
Um, you have to be in the public eye, whether it's on the internet, whether it's doing interviews, whether it's on the street, whether it's making an appearance, just showing up. And I tell all my artists, if you're at every party, if you're at every event, even if you're not performing and you're out there, you're looking spiffy, you look like $1 million and you're there, everybody's going to be turning heads as why are they here? What are they up to? Who is that? And they're going to start to notice. That's promotion in public. When it comes to your music and stuff, if you're not on here sharing and promoting those videos or your music links or anywhere online, and be on every platform, not just so-called Facebook, MySpace, or Twitter or whatever. You've got to be on every platform. And, I'm on here. I used to be on here anywhere from 12 to 14 hours a day when I first started. I didn't stop. I even went on family. I went home to visit family and had my computer and my phone in my hand doing what I do all the time. They would get mad. But look where it got me. I'm known. I don't want to be known, but I'm known, because I do what I do and I work with who I work with. I've earned that level. So share, share, share. Talk to everybody. The best way to promote is word of mouth. You get out there and you start talking, oh, I got this CD here. Someone's going to listen to it and they're going to be like, hey, did you hear so and so CD he just come out with? No, who's that? Oh, I got it here. Here's a copy of it. Yeah, I want it back. But they're spreading that word of mouth. That's the best thing.
yeah. So how much do you think uh, radio play helps an artist?
You know what? Radio play is key factor because you do get, if you're doing radio campaigns or interviews that have the radio campaigns to it, because it's illegal for DJs to do campaigns. Just word out there. But don't pay for that. You can pay for promo. You can pay for your blogging as long as you get those music spins. And but I think it's extremely important because when you're on the radio, whether it's internet radio, whether it's FM, whether it's AM, whatever, you're still getting those plays. You're still making money. And there's a million people that could hear you just by opportunity. You don't know who's listening to those stations. You never know because they're played worldwide. Someone in France could hear you because they're listening to that online radio station. Um, Ingrid Smith, shout out to Ingrid. She goes by Eclipse the Songmaker. She is up there in age. She is a transgender, no, transcendence. My bad, transcendence artist. And she just released a single that was created in 1969. Her original voice. She found it. They took the vinyl and made an MP3. But everybody's listening to that. But she's from Germany. She lives here. She does interviews in Germany. She does them here. But all of her music is really listened to around the world. It's not just the United States, and most of it's in Europe. her voice is just something else. So I have to say that, she is on the radio. She invests in the radio and her music gets heard. I'll tell you that.
We have a pretty nice audience in Germany. Just saying.
Yeah. So shout out to
Shout out.
Ingrid.
Thank you for that bit of
Yes.
information.
Shout out.
Christine Campbell, y'all. Christine Campbell in the house. Christine Campbell in the house. Oh man, Redeem, what's going on, dog?
Man, what's going on, man? I just jumped in here a little late, but all that
Okay.
information just 'cause me personally, I'm an artist. I'm looking to actually into start my own record label, and just everything that you said actually, it made me actually have to shut my mouth for a moment and really think about how I've been doing things. So like the information you just shared just opened my eyes up to make me realize I'm going about this not completely wrong, but I'm going at it a little bit wrong and I need to fix myself. So I really appreciate that. Um,
Not a problem.
one question I do have, what kind of advice would you give me for starting up a record label?
Oh, Lord. Take 6 months to prepare it. Make sure I started mine in June and released it at the end of December, right before New Year's. It took me 6 months to build it because I done it the right way. You have to structure it. Make sure that you have your business plan in place. You register it with the state that you're in. You register it with the government. Um, and make sure you have your publishing down. You have to own your publishing as a label. That way you can even sell music and sign other artists and own their publishing. That's a secret. Um, Make sure you have your marketing plans in place. Make sure your branding is kind of on point. Your logos, everything trademarked, copywritten, because you don't want anybody. I see it. I see it. But you don't want nobody coming in and saying that's ours. We had that first, and I'm going to another level here, so just bear with me. But and then once you get that in place, you sign yourself as an artist. Don't worry about other artists, but you're going to own your own publishing. Your label is going to own you, and you can release music up under that. But you can also, if you're creating beats or anything like that, another label could come in and say, "Hey, I love your beats. Would you sign a deal with us to create beats for us?" Because you're signed as an artist to your label, you could sign yourself to another label to create beats. You have money coming in from both directions at that point in time. And you can always use that leverage. So, really, you're building two brands instead of one after you get that label built. Make sure your financial status is in play, because it costs a lot of money to run a label, because you have to make sure every song is copywritten, trademarked, or whatever. Make sure it's completely registered right. And, just be on the up front with it, because if you don't know that business side, your label's not going to go nowhere. Don't worry about hiring any managers or anything at this point, because you're just starting. I mean, once you get your label built and in place with the business plan, you're going to have the president, the vice president, the secretary, and all that in play. And there's templates out there that show you all that, to where you have that, you can eye contact it and say, oh, I need to hire this person or add them to my business so they can be a part of it and help me build it. So you give them a little leverage and say, hey, be vice president if you stand beside me and help me build. There's no money involved right now, but there will be in the future. So that's a part of that. Now, when I talk about trademarks, I had a business back when I first started called 3M's Promotions. Never thought about it. I've done my research, and I have 3 daughters with M's, so that's why I named it 3M's. And I got contacted by the company 3M that creates like Scotch tape and sandpaper, and saying, "Hey, we're going to sue you because your business, your logo and stuff is a trademark infringement with us." I said, "Oh no, it ain't. I have nothing to do with y'all. I do promotion online." "Well, we do too." And, I argued with them for almost a year and a half, went to court. I won, and they had to pay me $8,000 to rebrand myself. And I took that $8,000 and created 3EMS Promotions instead of 3M's. So I've built so many brands that, first I started off with myself because I was just out there doing whatever. So I got known as Christina Campbell. And then come 3M's, and then I had to go 3EM's. So there's the 3 brandings that I got, and everything was legit. It took a lot of work, a lot of building. And then I thought, I want to step farther and build this label, not knowing that how much work it was going to be. But it was worth it in the end. And I finally said, I can't do this and take care of grandkids. So I let my partner take the label, and I stepped back into my promotions and everything. And it was the best move I ever made. So I'm still connected to the label. I still have a little say so because I own the publishing. That's a leverage that you got. When you own publishing and an artist doesn't have publishing that's going to do a collab with you, make sure they know that you have a publishing company and that you'll publish it. You own the publishing rights that way. Hint, hint. You're making more money than the other artist because you own the publishing. Does that make sense?
Yes,
That's
yeah, it does.
right. That's how these bigger labels control artists. They own their publishing rights. They own the album. They own everything because they're signing these artists, and these artists is giving it to them for $1 million. Say, label comes and I'm going to give you $1 million deal, but we're going to ask you to do 5 albums in 5 years. We're going to own 80% of the publishing, and we're going to control everything you do for 5 years. You can't go on stage. You can't do nothing without our permission. Excuse me. You can't use your name in any advertisements or anything like that. No logos, nothing. And we control it for 5 years. That artist has basically screwed themselves for $1 million, but that $1 million is laid out in a program. And I just seen a contract with $1 million deal. That deal consisted of a $200,000 marketing plan, a $250,000 such and such, all up, and it all added up to the $1 million. I said, "Where's your money? You have to use all this money to make it in the next 5 years to put their music out. Where, how are you going to live?" I said, "You'd be a fool to do that. You want a $5 million deal for $1 million for 5 years." Well, think about it. They're asking you to sign this contract. So, but yeah, just like I stated,
Yeah.
think about wisely. Sign yourself up as the artist. Use your other legit name as so-and-so. I've even had artists that had 2 or 3 different ways of making money because they signed up as, they had a different name as a beat maker that was down on their paperwork. Then they had their stage name, and then they had their government name that they was also making money with different labels. And I'm like, you're bringing in the dough. Come on. That's when you're going to need a manager. Sorry.
Oh, well,
Well, I
BD.
definitely got a lot to do.
It's hard
Hey,
work. It's not easy. And you might need a consultant, and I'm here. I'm here. I do
I
marketing
appreciate
plans.
it.
I do business plans.
we
Well, I
brought
will
you
tell you, if you don't mind,
top.
I would love to connect with you, so that way,
Okay.
I got some questions. I can definitely be able to call you because I always look at it. I'm never scared of hard work, but I was always a person that I would rather go for my dreams and see it all come crashing down, knowing I gave everything I got, than to never try.
Exactly.
So,
Right. If you don't
I'm
shoot for your dreams, what are you shooting for?
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm for it. Like I've been wanting to do it for a while now, but certain circumstances made me to where I can't. But now I'm in a position I can. So I'm like, I'm ready. Like I'm ready to do
You
it. I
got
just
this.
need that guidance.
I'm here to help. Whatever you need, just inbox me on Facebook
Yes, ma'am,
because
I
I'm sure
will.
you have Facebook. Okay.
We got the doctor in the house. Dr. Christine Campbell in the house.
Look, my eyes are down here, y'all. It
Yeah.
is three
What's the
minutes and
score?
14
What's this?
seconds. 24-23. We're ahead, and we got the ball.
All right now. All right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna keep you focused over here. We're gonna keep you focused. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, whose turn? Whose turn? Miss Peggy, is it your turn? Round table.
Yes. Christina, again, we just truly want to thank you, for joining us here. It's truly an honor for you to come and share your knowledge, help these artists, um, actually just help everyone doing what they're doing in the industry. You know, um, I do have a question because I know it's some exciting news. Um, I know that you have a magazine that's coming. So, would you want to please talk about that for a moment? Give everybody some updates with that when it's coming out. Tell them how they connect with you about that, and let everyone know about all that you're doing with that and how that works as well. If you wouldn't mind to share some knowledge with that and let people know, uh, because magazine, um, it's great advertisement as well.
Yes. I have a business, Underground Success Magazine, with Lisa Valentine. Um, we've been working hard since right before COVID hit, 2 years. Um, this is not our first issue. This is our like 20th issue. We took a break between COVID because things just stopped. The world stopped turning, it seemed like. So when you don't have artists out here doing whatever or performing or whatever, you don't have nothing to work with. So um, February the 29th, brand new issue comes out with UGS magazine. Um, and my state is going to be on the front cover. Um, she is a hip hop rap artist from the area. Um, so she has some new music coming and working on, and she's like a friend of mine, artist that I've known for 13 years. So she's going to be on the cover. I've got several artists that's already in the magazine, a couple models that's children at that. So, that's exciting. But, we've come back. We're going to release that issue on the 29th of February. And, placement is not that hard. I do a full page spread. When it comes to a full page spread, you get 2 pages. I'm not very picky. I'll even put extra pages in there for you. It's, if you send me 5 or 6 pictures, and I always do the write up with everything I find. I do most of the write up and editing and everything myself. Um, have Lisa helps with a lot when she has time, but she's helped run Underground Success for a while. We used to have radio as well. So, she would do the radio side and I would do the magazine side. She'd do the interviews and we'd just comb hair, get it all together. We've done events together. There's nothing that we haven't done. But this issue, if you want in this issue in February, you need to get with me ASAP because I'm going to start working this week on editing and writing. And you can hit me up at my email address, 3emspromotions@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook, either the Underground Success page, my personal page, my business page, 3M's page. There's multiple ways you can do it. Or you can, yell across the world, get at me. So, and I don't charge. A lot of magazines charge $1,000 for a page. I don't, because I know money don't grow on trees for these artists. $100 for a full page spread. I do the write up. I do all the work. You get one copy, and it is digital. It is physical. So we can sell physical copies, and you have that for your resume. I was in this certain magazine, and it is known. Like I said, I have artists in Japan that have this magazine. I have companies over there that have this magazine. So, it is known across seas. Nigeria has this magazine. So, you are getting seen. You are getting, and I promote this magazine once it's out. I promote the heck out of it. So it's a great opportunity to get noticed, to get seen. And if you can just see one person noticing you out of the magazine, at least you got one person to see who he was, and they're going to start talking and saying, I like this artist. You should listen to him more. So, or her. But I'm just saying, it's a great opportunity. So there you have it, Peggy.
Yes, yes. I know that is exciting. Um, again, let people know where they can find you at again so they can, if they want to get in on this magazine.
You can find me on Facebook, Christina Campbell, and it's spelled like the soup, Campbell. And you can find me on Instagram under 3M's Promotions or Underground Success Magazine. Um, you know, I'm everywhere. If you even just Google Christina Campbell, you're going to see me. That's just, if you can find me, Google me. And we have won the game, y'all. We have won the game.
All right.
So, yes.
Shout
Shout out
out.
to the DJ Blue.
Yes.
Shout out to DJ
Yes.
Blue Street. Shout out to DJ Blue
Hey,
Street. I know he's
woohoo.
going crazy up there.
So,
oh,
but like I said, or email me 3emspromotions@gmail.com. That's the easiest way. I would give my phone number out, but it's hard to tell what kind of nutcase would call me.
yeah.
And I don't deal with
Miss Peggy
nutcases.
could tell you.
Sorry.
But
Yes.
yeah,
We
Miss
and
Peggy
get a
I've
could tell
got,
you how
few strange calls.
and I'm working on a couple other things.
to.
I've got a platform that has a TV station that I'm putting videos on right now. You can place your video on this TV that plays 24/7, nothing but artist videos, and it's called AV streaming. And it's a platform that is on Roku and other areas. So it's online mostly, but if they want their music played 24/7, they can hit me up as well at the same area. So I will put their videos up for, a little bit of nothing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of spreading my wings.
Got the whole package. We got the whole
Yes.
package here with Christina Campbell Soup.
Yes. I got everything an artist could need, from consulting to promo to you know, I don't want to say it management because I'm not managing because I'm too busy with Bazaar, but I
Mm.
can walk you through it with the consulting side. I can help you set your label up. I can help you do your paperwork. And I can do the artist development that a lot of these artists need that they say, oh, we don't need that. What's that for? If you don't have artist development, you ain't got jack squat. You need to know how to perform. You need to know how to use your voice. You need to know what to look like.
See, I used
You
to,
need to be taught how to do interviews. Don't be like
in
me and
my
just come on here and do whatever.
in my DJing career, I uh I was afforded the opportunity to DJ a few places. I could pretty much free to do what I want, and I would tell the local performers, "Come out, just come out,
Right.
just come out." You walk in the door,
Exactly.
I got your music. I'm throwing you the mic. There might be 10 people here. There might be 2 people here, but you don't know who's here. Like practice. Come get some practice. It doesn't matter. And uh, I think it helped them. It
Right.
kind of helped them develop uh, a
You
routine.
know, a lot of people, a lot of artists complain, oh, we have to pay $10 to get in the door to do an open mic. Okay, that's called investing for one. Because if you aren't getting booked for events and you don't know what you're doing, that $10 and performing on that stage for what, 6 minutes, 8 minutes is artist development. And I'll tell an artist that every day. You need that practice. You need that stage performance to get locked in. You need to know what you're doing. If you go to an event and you don't know what you're doing or anything like that, you're lost. People are going to look at you weird. So go to these open mics, go to these events. Even if you have to pay the $10 to get in the door, it's practice, y'all. It's practice.
Mhm.
And if you don't invest in yourself,
And exposure.
what are you investing in? You know, you're going out here and you're paying to record your music. You're going out here and you're paying to have it mixed, mastered. You're going out here and paying to shoot your videos. You're paying other people to handle business that needs to be handled, but you're not handling yourself. You should have a new outfit on when you go to perform. Okay? Doesn't have to be. You can go to Walmart, go to Family Dollar. I don't care. Get a new outfit. Look spiffy. Don't go in there looking like you've been to the alley in the back digging in the trash. Okay?
Yeah.
You gotta look your part. And I was always told that. I'm not an artist. I'll remind everybody, I'm not an artist. But I had a lady that worked with me. Her name is TK. She told me once, you work with one of the most known artists in Detroit and worldwide. And that, and it hit. And I'm like, yeah, I do, don't I? Yes, he is worldwide. Wherever you go with him, you need to look your part. You never know who's going to roll up on you to do an interview. We went to Cali, and we were walking down and we were doing an interview at Dash Radio down on the strip. TMZ rolled up on us. And I'm like, holy shit. So, I looked my part. I done what I needed to do. I stood back, but I'm dressed. My hair's done. My makeup's done. And they looked at me and said, who are you? And she says, oh, that's my assistant over there. you know, and they got me in there in the interview, and I'm like, no, 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 I don't do interviews. I'm just here for him. But TMZ rolled up on you. I called her the next day, and I'm like, Talisha, you're not going to believe this. I know I'm proud I listened to you, And I've always listened to you and took your advice. And I'm glad I did today because TMZ rolled up. And she's like, I told you. I told you. And I'm like, yeah. So that's a lesson learned. You need to look like $1 million. You need to look flashy. You need to look spiffy. And you need to, represent yourself like you're the product sitting on the shelf and you want people to buy you. I don't care if you're just a brand new artist or if you're a headlining artist, because the news will catch you and people will see you and they talk. Period. They talk. So,
Yes, they do. And I
Hmm.
bet you they talk about them Lions right now. Congratulations up there in Detroit.
hey, yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh
you see, I love all the information. I really do. Like, 'cause it's helped me and open up my eyes. And just being an artist and trying to start up a record label, like, I realize now I got to move differently. But I just want to let you know I do got to get off here. I got to be up in the morning for work. Still got to work.
no problem. Taking advice already, keeping that 9 to 5, dog. Keep that 9 to 5.
Shoot. Till the millions come, then we'll talk about quit.
Yes, most definitely hit me up.
I definitely will. While we were over here talking, I was on Facebook. Was like, I need to go look her up real quick.
Yep.
So I got you. So I definitely will, and I really appreciate everything that you have shared with us, and it's filled me with some knowledge. So I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, alrighty, y'all.
Redeem, y'all.
Be
Redeem,
safe.
y'all. Come back on Saturday nights when we talking trash with Redeem.
Yes,
Yes, please, please come back. It's
Hey,
gonna be
next
very,
every
Saturday,
very
next
interesting.
Saturday, next Saturday, Miss Campbell. If you're not, if if you're not busy, um, we will be in Marysville in Miss Peggy's backyard with
Okay.
Team Liddy, and I would like to. Well, I'm going to StreamYard this event, and I would like for you to check it out to see what we got here in the 614, and tell me what you think as
I
far
got
as
you.
you know. Come and check it
Talking
out
trash with Virginia.
Saturday night.
Okay. I will
There we
most
go.
definitely do that. Peggy, remind me because I am so busy.
I definitely will. We will be turning up in yes, we'll be turning up Marysville, Ohio.
Yeah, because
Yes.
we have a new album dropping the 18th, so I'll be online promoting and doing everything like that. I don't think we have an event. I don't have it marked, so I should be good to go.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay.
I
I'll
will
Alrighty,
make
y'all.
sure.
definitely send it out. Definitely.
I will make sure I send you the invite. You'll be right there watching. You'll be right
Thank
there
you.
watching. Yes. To give us your critique of the 614 Team Liddy. I'm gonna make sure the fellas know that somebody is watching. I always tell them, you never know who's watching. You never
No,
know.
you never know.
Might be
Alrighty, y'all.
somebody standing next to somebody. There's somebody. They can tell somebody about somebody. You don't know.
You never
You
know. You
don't
never
know.
know. But alright, y'all. Y'all be safe. Y'all enjoy the night.
Get you some
All
rest,
right.
man.
I will.
And we here tonight with
Safe
Christine
travels.
Campbell. And I know I know she's a busy woman. We ain't gonna try to keep it, up all night. You know, she seemed like she is over exuberant about she looked like she's ready to go celebrate.
You know what? No, I'm ready to go to bed. I've been up since 6 o'clock
Okay.
this morning.
Hey,
But
we're
no,
gonna
if you
let
got one more, if you got one more question, go ahead and shoot.
okay. Um, this is what I got a good question for you. What is um what's a good I know people always ask because of who you're, involved with and everything. Um, has there ever been a time uh, where M and Bizarre have been in the same space with you, and there been like a funny interaction, something funny that happened? Because they seem Bizarre seemed like a jokester,
I
un,
have,
unknowingly.
let me just say that when they're in the studio,
uh,
I'm never in the studio with them.
mm,
But I can tell you from the conversations that I've heard that it's a trip. It's a blast.
yeah,
Never a dull moment, but it's always music focused. Business. Straight business. Now
all right.
tonight at the game, that was
Oh, they're going crazy right now.
oh yeah. I mean, they're gonna celebrate tonight.
Yeah, they're going crazy right now.
You know, um, I don't even my phone's gonna be off. Don't
Mm,
call me to come get y'all. But
Yes.
no, I've never been in a studio with both of them at the same time.
mm,
Um, I've never been in a business setting with both of them. Okay. But I have been around when there's phone calls and everything like that.
mm,
M locks. M's never seen. So being where he was tonight, he's got his security and everything like that, but
yeah.
he's very seldom out in this city.
Hmm.
Um, okay, he stays in the studio. He's writing. He's doing what he does. Denon is, his producer. He gets other producers involved. But the stories I've heard are hilarious. Um, I remember, I can tell you the one story how Bizarre got his shower cap and how he got stuck with it.
Okay.
They
I
were
got
overseas. They
you.
were overseas, and they were running. Bizarre was running late to get on stage. He was in the shower and he was running late, and they called stage time. And he was trying to rush and get dressed and do this and do that, and he ran out the room and went to the stage. And he was the last one to get on the stage, and M and the other guys were already on stage. And here he has his shower cap on, and M looked at him and was like, bro, what are you doing? And he didn't have he said he just died laughing and everything like that. And that's when it stuck.
You said you got
Marshall,
weird now.
right. Marshall come up to him after the fact and said, the fans loved it. You go with
Wow.
it from now on. So
Okay.
every time they went on stage, he had a shower cap. And
No.
we just went to, I hear those funny stories now and then. And I'm just like, oh my God.
So
Oh my God.
the fans start sending them like different kinds of shower caps?
Yeah, yeah. So when the last trip we took out of town was to Virginia.
Hmm.
We stayed in Tennessee, went to Virginia because it's like the tri-state area right there. And he went to go get on stage and he handed me a shower cap and he said, you're going to be right here. You're going to toss this to me when I say toss it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You're doing the shower cap thing? He's like, yeah, during the D12 set tonight. I'm like, oh my God. And he did. And I'm like, I just don't believe this. So every time we do this certain set for the D12 part of his show, and he only does his part, he doesn't, the other artist, mostly Fury or, shout out to Foul Mouth. Um, but they'll do the other parts and they won't do the whole song. They'll do part of it and cut it and do something else. But he puts on the shower cap. It's part of the stage presence.
Hmm.
And it has to be that way because Bizarre's part of D12.
Yeah.
He doesn't go on tour with him anymore or anything like that because he's got so much going on himself right now that it's insane. I know everything. I just can't talk about it.
Mm.
But he's got a lot planned. 2024 is going to be his year.
Nice.
He's releasing Rat Poison on the 18th, which was a surprise album for everybody. Excuse me. And then him and Foul Mouth have also been in the studio and working on He Got a Gun 3. So that's when he'll hit the road again. And plus he's going to Europe. He's leaving for Europe in April and he'll be back in May. So he's got so much going on. But I want to shout out another artist that I know, Young Z from The Outsiders. He released a new project as well. And he's going to be on this album that Bizarre is releasing. He's the only feature that is on this album, or the EP that Bizarre is releasing on the 18th. He's the only feature on that album.
Okay.
So shout out to Young Z from New York.
Shout out. Shout out.
They're all working. They're all working.
Okay.
Well, so yeah, that's the funniest part. But you know, when I first moved here, I really, Marshall saved my life. I will, because I was going down a rough path. And thank God it didn't get so rough that I'm not here to this day, because I am and I'm enjoying life. But I met Bizarre online because I was focused into music to get me through a hard time. And I met Biz online, and I'd already made plans to move up here because I have family here. But I got here, Biz put me to work. Keep busy. You need to stay busy. And, thankful that he did that, because I'm still here. I'm still doing what I need to do. And I'm very thankful that I am the person I am today. So, it all worked out. It's wonderful.
Well, I'm glad you are here today, too.
Well, thank you.
Definitely glad you're here today. And definitely glad Miss Peggy brought you to our doorstep.
Yes, I love Miss Peggy.
So long. Man,
I love you back, my beautiful sister. I love you back for everything that you do. Thank you always, for everything you do in the community, for the music, the magazine, just for the industry, all the knowledge, everything you do. I love you, my sister. Thank you always.
You're
and
welcome.
Thank you again for being with us again tonight. Thank you so much.
And now that we have the visuals, okay. I mean, we're still on the radio wait a minute. I gotta play my little thing real quick. Hold on.
It's your boy DJ B Leap, coming from the 614, repping that O, no matter what the zip code, on the Tattoo Shop Radio. You did? I know you could.
Yeah, that's our station identification. We are live on the Tattoo Shop Radio. Also on StreamYard, across through a few avenues. Tonight with Christine Campbell, we appreciate you coming out. We're going to let you go to bed now.
All righty.
We're going to let you go to sleep, and we will be getting with you. And anybody you want to send to our door, tell them to come on in, and we'll talk to them. It's visual now. You might not always see me. I'm out tonight because, Miss Peggy will tell you, I'm out the elevator, because it's a special occasion. We got Christine Campbell in the house. I had to come out the elevator. Normally, I'm in the elevator. I'm back there.
Awesome. I'll see what I can do.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Have a great night.
You too also.
All right. Good night, Miss Peggy.
She freeze up. Peggy Osborne Rice. Maybe she froze up too. All right, y'all. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. And this is how we doing it.